Once again, thank you so much. Let's give it up for Mr. Joshua Joseph.
Hi guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Josh. I'm a junior here at Victory. And I've been at Victory, if you don't know, for a very long time. My first words were, I'm here on purpose because I have a purpose.
Let's go.
The first book I ever read was the Bible and then mind games.
Let's go.
Literally. And the only life I ever lived was this new life. I got it? No, but all jokes aside, I love Victory. I've been here for a very, very long time. And something that I remember from being just a kid growing up is chapels. That's every Tuesday, every Thursday we went to chapels. And from elementary, right, we learned about stories about Moses and Elijah. Then I went to middle school, and then we started getting into the really deep topics. And then high school. Well, one thing about me is I've been going to Victory for a long time, so I became comfortable with my faith, right? So I started going to chapels, and I started getting just numb to what the gospel really was. But then Pastor Paul would come up on stage, or we'd have Mr. Wakely or Mr. Donahue come up on stage, and they'd preach a message that grabbed my attention. And then Jesus would be right there, but then I'd reject him, right? And then I'd keep on going through the motions, and it got really bad. But the only hope I had was chapels every single week. And this is for a lot of students, because not everyone that goes to Victory goes to church, but they go to chapels every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we have a chance every single day to meet God face to face. But at chapels, we take notes and we listen to a really good word. And I think that's something that's so unique, because there's a lot of kids that come from public schools. They come from different states. But then at school, a place where they get to learn, they're also learning about Christ. So, I just became super confused about who I was. I became suicidal. I became just unhappy with what I was. And then Pastor Paul spoke a message about, you have my yes. And I really asked myself, God, do you really have my yes? And the answer was no. But then every single chapel was a smack in the face, because God was convicting me over and over again. And it was like God was setting me up for success. At chapels, I heard about missions. And I went on missions, and it changed my life. What's the whole point? Chapels is something so unique, because it's inviting kids from 3 to very young, all the way up to high school, to graduate with something and to learn something every single week. Now, there's a quote that I really like, and it's, we're all called to be fishers of men, but what is our bait? See, at Victory, why are we fundraising for all these amazing things? Why did we build an awesome sports complex? Why are we trying to renovate our chapel? Because that brings kids in. Our generation, right? They want to see things, right? They want to see there's a new turf, there's new things like that, and they come. But in return, they receive something that's so much greater. They receive eternal life with Christ. I've had so many friends that have come from other schools that I never thought would ever receive Christ. And then they went to a chapel, or they went on a mission trip because they heard about it in chapel, or they had a teacher speak into them at chapels, and their lives forever changed. And they went home and they shared that with their parents, and then their parents shared that with their brothers and sisters, and their lives are forever changed. So today, you guys have an awesome opportunity to give into something that's way bigger than you guys. And you're looking at someone that's genuinely been impacted. And also, I want to say thank you to Pastor Paul and Ashley for actually letting us have chapels every week. Because today, this is so awesome, but today, our junior class went to the middle schoolers, and we got to pray for them, and we got to speak into them. But guess what? The 8th graders got to speak into us. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Show me a school in America where the 8th graders are talking to the upperclassmen, and the upperclassmen are talking to the younger-classmen, and we're learning from each other. I think that's so unique, and it's so special. And I think we have something so special at Victory, that we're setting kids up for success.
Yeah.
We're teaching them about math and science, but then we're teaching them about the real world, that when you graduate, right, life is going to get tough. And Pastor Paul is always serious with us in chapels, right? Mental health is a real problem. Things are a real problem, but we have the answer, and we're teaching you here at Victory. So today you have an opportunity to give into something truly amazing. But don't just think of it as $1. Don't just think of it as $1,000. Think of it as a kid,
Yeah.
right? That kid's gonna go and he's gonna impact so many people. But he's not gonna have that chance unless, he has a chapel experience like that. And so I'm going to give it to Miss Miller. But today, just really think about your seed and think about all the things that you're going to be able to give to, because it's way bigger than us. It's about taking people out of hell and bringing them into eternity.